Hello and welcome to Sports Preview with me, KOFI ASARE. Lots of headlines to chase as the weekend dawns on us, and there's only one place where you can hear from the key actors, and that is here. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, Isaac Dugbe talks tough ahead of the Jesse Magdaleno bout, and not all talking draws applause, as in Dugbe's case. Dugbe's local rival Emmanuel Tego is set to be sanctioned by the Ghana Boxing Authority, and I'll tell you why. And also there's bad news for Real Madrid. You find out later on in the bulletin. But first, Hartlepool coach Frank Nuttall will know his fate at the end of a meeting today, at which the three-man committee set up by the club's board will present their findings. Nuttall was suspended by the Phobians earlier this week for unsporting conduct, and Love Sports has learned from inside sources Coach Nuttall will be given the sack based on the findings of the committee. The meeting is expected to start at 4 p.m. today. Libyan club Al Tahadi, opponents of Adiana Stars in the CAF Champions League, have arrived in Ghana ahead of the second leg of the tie to be played next week. Next week, Wednesday, the Libyans hold a slim 1-0 advantage over the Ghana Premier League holders, who are currently preparing at their Doma base. Love Sports has learned the Libyans will pitch camp in Kumasi from tomorrow before leaving to the Brong-Ahafo region on Tuesday. Ghana's other repping the African Interclub competitions, Asante Kotoko, would fine-tune their preparations with a training match against Kumasi-based Asokwa Deportivo on Saturday before leaving for Congo on Sunday. Staying with club football, and Chief Executive Officer of Ashanti Gold FC, Mr. Kujofianu, says he's unsure of his future with the club due to the imminent takeover by a private group. Ashanti Gold have struggled to match up to their title-winning feat 3 seasons ago due to their financial challenges, leading to this move to hand over the club to a private group.
On my WhatsApp page, there's that platform, Ash Gold Management. I have worked through that platform today. You know, the world is now a global village. You can sit somewhere and work. But the story of Ashanti Gold is that there's some cloud of uncertainty, in the sense that for over a decade now, the owners of the club, that is Gold Ashanti, have been searching for a strategic partner to take over the club so that they will concentrate on their core business of gold mining. So almost, I would say, all the subsidiaries, apart from the football club, have been given away. And Yinam Lodge, which used to be a subsidiary of Gold Ashanti, is now being run by private people. AG Hospital, the hospital that belonged to the mines, is now being run by private people. The AGA school is also being run by private people. The only thing that is some semblance of the mines running is a football club, and they are working around the clock to bring in investors. If you remember 2008, Herbert Mensah came, it didn't work, but they have not shelved the idea of getting investors. They are working on that. They are still working around it. It has not dropped yet to the management level. And if that is done and the deal is sealed, then that is where I will know where my future is. I will have to take that decision as to whether I'm ready to work with a private individual, or I will call it quits. We haven't reached that point yet. The investors, they haven't come yet. So we are holding the fort, waiting for what the board will say. So whilst I talk to you right now, I'm still the Chief Executive Officer of ASARE.
Well, uncertainty over Ashanti Gold, but then there's some certainty in this young man's mind, and Ghana's Isaac Dugbe will travel to Maryland, USA on April 28 to face Mexico's Jesse Magdaleno in a fight expected to take place expected to take place in the United States. Now at stake is Magdaleno's WBO World Super Bantamweight title. Though Dugbe holds the interim title, the ex-Olympian got a shot at Magdaleno's belt after stopping Cesar Juarez in round 5 of last month's bout to win the interim WBO World Super Bantamweight belt. Magdaleno won his WBO strap when he dethroned Nonito Donaire in November 2016. Here is Dugbe speaking at the launch of the bout here in Accra.
You know, Jesse and I, we have history, as you all know, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the war that's going on social media. I mean, he's a really pretty guy. You have to give him that. He's got grey hair too, you know. But listen, blonde, exactly, blonde, you know. So Jesse's a nice guy. He has accomplished great things in boxing, and you know. But you can't take nothing away from him. He's a great guy. He's a great boxer. He's a southpaw, you know. But at the end of the day, that time I was only 4-0. 4-0, and I was about, I think, 18 or 19, something on those lines. And he was 20-0 with 17 KOs, and I was only 4-0. And I held my own. Look, we're supposed to go 10 hot rounds, ended in 5 because his coaches and people thought that, this little guy is too dangerous, but they're a pretty boxer. So right now I'm 18-0. Back then, 4-0. His coach, Diaz, the great legendary coach, he said, look, young man, he said, I'm gonna try to imitate his own voice. He said, look, young man, you remind me of the great Azuma Nelson, the professor. So yeah, back then 4-0. Now I'm 18-0. Now I'm 23. My father says my man's strength hasn't come yet. But I'm knocking down buildings. I'm knocking down, these guys and coconut trees and all sorts of things. So he should come. I mean, the more he talks, that's what's going to encourage us to, work harder and want to knock him out early in the round.
Let's stay with boxing a while longer. In Ghana, Boxing Authority President Peter Zwene says punitive measures will be meted out to Emmanuel Gameboy Tego for his recent defamatory statements about Coach Paul Dogbe, the father and trainer of WBO title contender Isaac Dogbe, whom we just heard from. The IBO lightweight champion alleged Paul has been using the son to defraud many people, including Ghanaian businessman Ibrahim Mahama.
I can say on authority that 2 days before I saw the publication in the papers that a writ had been issued, we had actually summoned Tego and his management to a meeting, the GPA, to show cause why he should not be disciplined for the sort of public aspects he had been making, both before and after his last fight. I thought that given his dismal and lackluster performance on that day, he should have been more concerned with training and bettering his lot rather than casting aspersions and insulting practically everybody on site. But this is a matter we'll get to on another day. Thank you very much.
And Ghana's Black Queens, back to football. In Ghana's Black Queens have to beat Niger to stay in the WAFU Zone B Women's Tournament. Remember, the Queens lost their opening game to host Ivory Coast by a 1-0. That game kicks off at 4 p.m. today. We can now chase the action from the English FA Cup, and later today Leicester City will play Sheffield United. That game kicks off at 7:45. At 8 p.m. Chelsea play Hull City, and Antonio Conte believes the arrival of Olivier Giroud will provide good competition for Alvaro Morata.
I don't know. I think that Alvaro is a player with a good responsibility, with a good maturity, and I think that the competition is good. It's good for the team, and I think that a great team must have a competition in every position, in every role, and. For sure, for us, Giroud is a good option. He's very strong, is a powerful player, and he can help us for the rest of the season.
Well, Manchester United will be in action at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, and Jose Mourinho insists talks of an alternative position to fill Paul Pogba. It is ridiculous. And when asked whether he's confident he's getting the best out of Pogba, here's what the United boss had to say.
Because I accept, and I can speak on Paul's behalf without any kind of problem. Paul accepts that he's not playing well in the last few matches, but that's all. And if you want to speak about it, then that's one thing, and then your words, speculation maybe makes a little bit of sense, but the majority of the things that you can read and you can listen, don't be nice, be objective and say lies. It's quite ridiculous to speak about it, because I think we have I don't want to be what's the opposition of nice? Yeah, I don't want to be nasty with other countries' pundit industry, because obviously there are very good pundits in other countries, but I think we have here, at least in number, the biggest pundit industry, because there are hundreds of them, and the majority of them with great background in football, in great knowledge of football. And I would like somebody to tell me in which position you think Pogba played against Newcastle. I would like people to tell me in which position you think Pogba played against Newcastle.
Jose Mourinho on fire there ahead of the game against Huddersfield Town. I hope his team will be on fire. But then Tottenham Hotspurs were on fire in midweek. Will play against Rockdale on Sunday at 4 p.m. Manchester City are not in action until Monday night against Wigan. And there is positive news for the citizens who have welcomed striker Gabriel Jesus back into first team training.
Today is going to make the part of our training session with the group. It's a good news.
So is that maybe a couple of weeks away from perhaps being a proper part of the group?
I don't know when he will ready definitely to be with us, with the team, but the first step is they made 1 week, 2 weeks training alone, and today is the first training is joining the team.
Well, do you love Arsenal Fan TV? I'm sure you do, but then not the Arsenal players, as Hector Bellerin has accused the channel of feeding off the club's failures. The fan-run YouTube channel has over 670,000 subscribers, in which Ghana supporters comment on matches shortly after the final whistle. But then they've had to take some blasting from the Arsenal fullback.
I think it's so wrong for someone that claims to be a fan and their success is fed of a failure, so how can that be a fan? So I think there's just people hustling, trying to make money their way, which, you know, everyone is entitled to do.
Well, we hear more of this on kickoff tomorrow. But before we go, Toni Kroos has a knee ligament injury, and it will be a battle against time for him to be fit for Real Madrid's return clash against Paris Saint-Germain in Paris next 2 weeks. He picked up the strain to his left knee in the first leg of the Champions League tie, only for a scan today to reveal he will need some time out of action. That's all for Sports Preview today. We are back tomorrow with more sports between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. My name is KOFI ASARE, and you can call me the Sports Minister. Up next is The Drive, and it starts with the headline news at 4, but then on 3 after 5 today. You have to choose between Kim Promise and who do we have here? Kwame Eugene. Kim Promise and Kwame Eugene. I know the choice of Stephen Appiah already. What's your choice? Go onto our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and also on Twitter to vote.
Pack up your files in the office, turn off the computers, and step into a fun-filled drive with Ruben. Never question greatness.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Love Headline News at 4. Coming up, extinction of Ghanaian foods, a major drawback to national progress. My name is Kwesi Debra. Thank you for joining us. Growing Ghanaian taste for foreign foods at the expense of local dishes has long-term implication on the country's cultural values and identity. That's according to Provost of the College of Sciences at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Professor Ibo Kodro. Professor Kodro wants serious attention to reverse the trend. She lamented at the Food Festival and Conference 2018.
Have other things that makes the food very exciting, because when you combine sweet with pepper, so when a child is introduced to this type of food, then when you are trying to bring to eat yam, in my house they don't like yam, they say chewing, they don't want to chew. Then I ask them, do you swallow rice? They don't want plantain, you swallow rice still, but they don't want anything difficult. So the content of the new generation is something that is easy to flow in the mouth, not chewing. But they forget that it helps strengthen the tooth or the teeth. Yes, it builds up, and you don't want anything. No wonder the dentists are having a good day.
The food festival and conference brought together stakeholders in the local food industry to discuss the subject. It's aimed at celebrating Ghana's diverse food heritage and reintegrate value into the food system and culture. It's under the theme Combating Food Fraud and Promoting Traditional Foods. The KNUST Pro Vice Chancellor, Reverend Professor Charles Ansa, suggests a greater partnership between the university and other stakeholders like the Food and Drugs Authority in strengthening food safety systems.
I would also want to use this platform to appeal to the Food and Drugs Board, Food and Drugs Authority, and all food industry to partner the Department of Science, Food Science and Technology to support the excellent research and education to the general public on the science and safety of our foods. It is my hope, and in fact it is the hope of management, that the deliberations today will strengthen the collaborative bond among all stakeholders and ultimately lead to reintegrating value back into our food systems and food culture for good health and national development.
An executive director of the National Commission on Culture, Edna Nyame, wants a globally competitive local food industry through technology.
That every society on earth is going through transition, and we cannot continue to use sometimes the rudimentary methods of preparing our yaka, our cheke, our fufu, the others, when we can improve the methods to give them cutting edge in the global market. Also, Ghana cannot be blind to the adulteration of our food in terms of our packaging. There are a lot of health issues that raise eyebrows. As a point in time in...
And you heard the executive director of the National Commission on Culture, Edna Nyame. Let's do some international news. The teenager accused of killing 17 people at Florida High School on Wednesday has confessed to the shooting, police say. Nicholas Cruz, 19, said he arrived on campus and began shooting students before abandoning his weapon and escaping, according to a court document. He has appeared in court charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder. The FBI has admitted it received a tip-off about him last year. The attack at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, is the deadliest U.S. school shooting since 2012. U.S. research has found that chemicals in everyday household products are now a key contributor to city air pollution, rivaling some vehicle emissions. The study, led by Colorado University, focused on so-called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. These are contained in petroleum-based products such as cleaning fluids and paints. And when they get into the air, they can form particles that affect health. The scientists say the sources of non-volatile VOCs have been underestimated. This appears a somewhat surprising result because by weight, we use far more fuel than we do these other chemical products. And that's according to the scientists. And that's how we end the Live Headline News at 4. My name is Kwesi Debra. Let's do some announcement. A UK qualification opens the door for big opportunities. Secure a great future for yourself as you join other prospective students, parents and guardians at the Study UK Exhibition 2018. Come and meet one-on-one with representatives from the top UK universities at the Golden Bean Hotel in Sherso on Tuesday, 20th February 2018 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and get expert advice on courses, admissions, distance learning, UK student visas, scholarships, finance options, and more about studying in the UK. There will be presentations of Chevening and Commonwealth scholarships, IELTS and also UK visas. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Be part of the Study UK exhibition at the Conference Centre on 20th of this month. Visit British Council Ghana Facebook page to register. Registration and entry is absolutely free. For more information, contact Ben on 0244 913 040 0244 913 040. DJ Ruben.
Right, so just before you go, today is Friday and you know how we do it on Fridays,
Absolutely.
don't you?
Absolutely.
On 3 after 5 today is Can Promise versus Kwame Eugene.
Kwame Eugene.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
Wow,
so you can get on any of our social media platforms, like or follow us, and then join in with your votes. Kwame Eugene or Can Promise. But in other news,
the Lands Committee of Sefirioso Traditional Council explains the 400 Ghana cedis per acre covers a 50-year period and not an annual fee as has been misinterpreted Misinterpreted.